You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about the New England Patriots. More specifically, Eliot Wolf made comments. The combine has started, and one of the things that he was asked about is quarterbacks. And his comments, when you listen to them, when you read them, it's like, wow. So this is how the organization really and truly feels about Mac Jones. And after these comments, I don't know how there's any chance in the world that they could bring Mac Jones back to this team. Also, there was some comments made, some things brought up about the Packers and the Patriots and the media again. I don't know what this new obsession is with the Patriots and this coddling of the media. It's very clear they're trying to shade Bill Belichick there. And I'm like, as much as I thought it was a great idea to probably go ahead and cut ties and sort of rebuild just specifically because of personnel moves, not so much the coaching side, but because of some of the shortcomings of personnel, I didn't give a rip that Bill Belichick was salty with the media all these years. It's baffling how much this group seems to care about that. And I'm like, if I'm a Patriots fan, you know what I care about? Football. All right, make sure you're putting all your priorities on football, and I don't give a rip if you're super friendly with the media at all. Win games. There's a lot of talk about Packers and the Packers way and this and that and the other, and I'm like, yeah, but the Patriots won 6 Super Bowls. So which way would you rather have it? I mean, I don't know. Nothing's happened yet. I'm just pointing that out. I think that a lot of this media conversation's BS. I also believe from these Eliot Wolf comments that they're drafting a quarterback. Now, whether or not that's going to be a Jayden Daniels at number 3 or one of the many other very draftable quarterbacks that could end up being starters, I don't know. But I think they're interested in some quarterbacks. I heard somebody say the other day, one of the draft pundits, say that there's as many as 8 or 9 potential starting quarterbacks in this draft. That probably means there's more like 2 to 3. All right, at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, right? If that actually happened, it would be the greatest draft in the history of football. And, well, you got a ways to go to get past the 83 draft with Jim Kelly and all those other guys that came out of that draft. Owners of the number 3 overall pick in this year's draft, the Patriots, are in a position to bring in a new rookie quarterback. But New England Director of Scouting, that's his title, and it's not GM. Somebody flat asked him. Director of Scouting, Eliot Wolf, wasn't trying to tip his hand in any direction as he spoke to the media at the NFL Scouting Combine on Tuesday morning. Quote, "There's a lot of options on the table. I'm glad you asked about Mac and Bailey. We're not going to be a program that's going to be talking about these guys in terms of through the media. We're going to do what's best for the team behind the scenes and the strategy of what is going on to be myself, Gerard Mayo, and Matt Groh. And we're going to do the right thing for the team." Jones and Zappi are both under contract for 2024, but after the performances both had in the 2023 season, it stands to reason that New England will once again quarterback in the draft. I guess that should be draft a quarterback in the upcoming draft. I don't know what Miles Simmons was trying to do there. Quote, "I think it's a really good year for quarterbacks," Wolf said. "It's a really good year for a lot of positions. Like any position, we're going to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses to determine who fits for us. We're pretty early in the process here. I haven't met with any of these guys. So as we continue through the process here, we'll determine what's best for the team." And one thing about the quarterbacks in this draft specifically that I'm excited about is they all look like they're really tough guys. This is when essentially he just destroys Mac Jones. Now, we know Mac Jones had a bit of a, I'm not even a bit, he had a full-on meltdown last year. And it seemed like he had issues with leadership and toughness. And there's no doubt he's slamming Mac Jones here. And one thing about the quarterbacks in this draft specifically that I'm excited about is how they all look like they're really tough guys, which obviously is great at any position, but the quarterback position especially. What is Wolf looking for in a quarterback? First of all, being someone that can elevate his teammates. Someone that your teammates want to play for, Wolf said. I think that's an extremely underrated thing that people don't talk about much. Leadership is important. And obviously physical talent. We wouldn't be talking about these guys if they weren't physically talented. The Patriots have plenty of time to determine what they want to do at the position, but it seems highly likely that New England's quarterback room will look at least a little different by the end of April. Yeah, I think it could look a lot different. I've been very vocal about the fact that I think a Jacoby Brissett is very much on their radar as a bridge quarterback, or their backup, or their one-year starter, or their spot starter while they're trying to break in a rookie quarterback. I think they're taking a quarterback in the draft. I think they're trading Mac Jones and or releasing him. After these comments, I'm wondering whether or not they would just release him. Truly. Because there was questions about whether or not guys on the team wanted to play for Mac. There was questions about his toughness, about his leadership. By the way, it was all the mental stuff as to why they wanted to draft him to begin with. Mac was a highly intelligent quarterback. Pre-snap, all that kind of thing that you wanted, where he could decipher. And by the way, he was one of the best deep ball quarterbacks in the history of the NC2A. But he also, let's be real, didn't have a lot to work with either. But there's one thing I've been open and honest about, even though I like Mac. They talk about him elevating his teammates. Well, no, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes are the kind of quarterbacks that can elevate the guys around them and create superstars and help create superstars. But your Tua Tagovailoas and your Mac Joneses and your Kirk Cousins and the rest of the league outside of these all-time great talents, they're not going to do that. You've got to put actual talented teammates around them to be able to allow them to perform as and elevate as a quarterback themselves, which is an issue on this team, a huge issue. I've said before, they can go out and sign Baker Mayfield right now, or cut Kirk Cousins right now, the Patriots. And that team is so crappy on offense, it will be the worst, probably the worst year of those quarterbacks' careers. Outside of maybe that little bit of time that Baker spent with Carolina, but and when he was hurt with Cleveland. But you get my point. When he's been healthy, generally speaking, Baker has played pretty good quarterback as long as he's had a pretty good team around him. Kirk Cousins too, Justin Jefferson, these kind of guys, these real weapons, on offense. Mac Jones hadn't had that. But it's clear he's slamming the shit out of Mac Jones right now. Leadership, toughness. He was looked at as a guy that was sort of mopey and wasn't hardcore enough. I mean, I think Eliot Wolf just destroyed Mac Jones. And I guess I can't even say he was vague enough to bring him back as a backup. I think it's clear he's done. He's done with Mac. And I think they should be for both parties. I think Mac Jones can't wait to get out of there. If I was him, I would want out of Dodge and go to an offensive-minded coach that's got at least some guys on the team. Wow. I saw these comments, and I had heard them when he said it, but then I said, well, somebody has got to have put these words down already. And I really read them and deciphered them again, and I said, my God, he threw shade all over Mac Jones in these comments. He obliterated them. It's one thing's clear. They're taking a quarterback. Where? I don't know. I thought about the guy. I was thinking earlier today coming home, I was like, there's a lot of different ways to reboot this team very quickly and still just draft a quarterback later. The quarterback out of Tulane, he looks like a real guy. There's some later quarterbacks that would allow you to go ahead and take a Joe Alt or a Marvin Harrison Jr. or trade back a little bit and see if you can still get a Malik Neighbors. That's something to think about. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.